Hi, my name is Jennifer Stephen, and I'm from the Eagle Airy Gallery in Tofino, British Columbia. Roy Henry Vickers owns the Eagle Airy Gallery, and we showcase his original prints, limited prints, books, reproductions, art cards. The gallery's been in operation for 27 years, and it's built as a traditional Northwest Coast longhouse. And we have about, I'd say, 500,000 people a year coming through the gallery doors to look at Roy's artwork and make purchases.
So one question, what do you think of the book?
The book is amazing, and it's been so well received, and it displays all the different elements of Roy's work, the traditional, the contemporary, the rain, the story of Raven Brings Light, and it's touching children and adults and all different genres, so it's a book for everybody to enjoy.
So when we started conceptualizing the book, I had the idea that once we had the text together, that we should have some images to go with it. So one of the things that I did once I edited it and had it all together is I would give Roy a call, and I would say things to him like, you know that scene where we first gets his raven skin? Did you have an image in your head for what that looks like? And he would say things to me like, well, yeah, I've had that in my head the whole time, and I've been telling this story for like 30 years. So I would say to him, do you think you could draw that for me? Yeah, I think I can. I totally can. And he'd get really, really excited. And the result we have over here in an image like this. And being a part of that process was one of the ultimate joys, of which there were many, of doing this project. And as you can see in the book, with the exact same image, it comes across so well. The publisher did such a good job allowing us to have our vision and making it come to fruition and be a reality. And it's just been such a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Hi. I'm doing really well.
So what can you tell me about the book?
What can I tell you about my book? How much battery do you have in that?
Hours.
My book is actually a story that I've told hundreds and hundreds of times to thousands of people about the origin of daylight. And it's a legend from the Northwest Coast, and it's told by the Haida, the Tsimshian, the Tahltan, the Gitxsan, the Nisga'a, the Kwagil people. And I've never seen it written down. I've only spoken it. But Lucky Bud, my buddy, he convinced me that we should write it down in a book so other people can read it. Far more than I could ever tell the story to. And so it's the story of how Raven brought the sun to the world. But it's also a story about light. It's a story about generosity and selfishness, and all kinds of themes run through the story.
So all those cultures that you mentioned all tell the same story?
Similar, all similar. I never tell the story the same twice. So, well, it always changes because when you're telling a story, for instance, your accent sounds like it's Spanish or something, and so that would affect the way I'm thinking when I'm telling the story. So there may be another story that comes in to exemplify what the story is about. So it's never told the same twice. The general story is the same, but there's always other stories that come in. Yeah.
So the one in the book will be kind of...
A one of a kind, yeah. No, not the official one either, but it's the story that was written because that was the way I told the story on that day. Yeah. And Lucky was there with his recording equipment. And actually, if you go to royhenryvickers.com, my website, you can find that story actually told the way I told it, which is a little different than the book.
And all the images there in the book
The images, yeah, well, no, there's where it gets very interesting. The images for the book were done in 6 weeks, and they were done to illustrate different parts of the story. And I had seen the images time after time in my mind every time I told the story. So once the story was transcribed, Lucky said, "You know that part about the story where Wieget's going through the hole in the sky? Do you have an image for that?" "Well, I sure do." So I draw the image and sent it to him. Then he'd ask, "Well, you know the story about the Chief of the Heavens house and the sun up there and all of the color? Do you have an image for that?" "Oh, I sure do." So it just came so fast. Like there were 9 images that were completed in 14 days. So just an explosion of images. So to me, storytelling is very, very important in all cultures in the world. And it seems like in the North American culture, we've forgotten the importance of storytelling. And so one hope I have is that this book inspires people to get back to storytelling, because children, it's a wonderful way to teach. Yeah. You might leave.
That was great!
So, yeah. That's awesome. That one might be a little more larger.
Doctor? Yeah, those are used to touch. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it shows up more than I know.
All right.
Awesome. I'm glad to see you.
Oh, that's a deadly combination. Oh, my goodness. All right.
And then each of these comments is the algorithm over here. This is 105.
Oh, yeah, I know that's not a challenge.
And this is the 5th month, number 24th day. And I don't know if you can get that on camera, but there's an image, there's an eagle, and a raven, and this is a woman.
What do you mean, man? I don't smell anything, man. Can I ask you to sign a couple books, please? Excellent. And we'll do it over here while this is on the table.
Oh, you're gonna ask me?
I said please.
Oh. Yeah.
Sure. If you want to do my pleasure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you got it, all right? Welcome.
The frog for us is a transformation because it begins its life in the ocean or in the water, and then it comes out and lives on the land. And much of the culture talks about transformation. The raven transforming from the human to the raven, back to the human. When you're a child growing up, you go through a rite of passage to become an adult, so you make a transformation from the child to the adult. So it's the same in all cultures of the